Throughout Maria's diary, it is clear that she opposed the Civil War and blamed radical abolitionists for the war. Maria considered the war to be a war of Northern aggression, but maintained her pro-Union position and surely hoped the North would ultimately win. Maria believed that the tension created by abolitionists made it a conflict over slavery, but she did not hold any concrete opinions regarding the institution of slavery itself. Regardless of her disdain for the abolitionists who supposedly caused the war over slavery, she was dedicated to the Union war effort and desperately wanted a clear victory for the North. Although Maria's main contribution was simply writing her diary detailing the war's events and how they affected her as a Northern woman, she volunteered to support the war effort. Maria was an active member in the Women's Central Association for the Relief for their Army, and Northern women also participated in ladies' aid societies to provide Union soldiers with food, clothing, blankets, and other necessities. The United States Sanitary Commission, which was created in 1861, donated supplies to the Army that were mainly collected by women. These same women also raised money with door-to-door fundraising campaigns, county fairs, and performances of all types. The Sanitary Commission's primary objective was to combat preventable diseases and infections by improving conditions, particularly bad cookery and bad hygiene, in Army camps and hospitals. It also worked to provide relief to sick and wounded soldiers. By war's end, the Sanitary Commission had provided almost $15 million in supplies to the Union Army, the vast majority of which had been collected by women. Because men were off fighting, women needed to fill certain roles in society. As men entered the Union Army, women's proportion of the manufacturing workforce went from 1/4 to 1/3. At home, women organized over 1,000 soldiers' aid societies, rolled bandages for use in hospitals, and raised millions of dollars to aid injured soldiers. While women could have jobs before the war, there was an increase in the amount of female teachers and textile workers. Women also became nurses for both the Confederate and the Union sides. However, not all women contributed to the war effort. Some did not like the extremely low wages women were offered, and others did not feel completely committed to the war effort to begin with. The war provided women with a great opportunity to take a step forward and prove their importance to society. Despite becoming more independent during the war, women had to step aside after the war when men returned home to their jobs. Small steps towards equality were taken by women during the Civil War, but they would not receive the right to vote until the 19th Amendment was passed in 1920. Maria's idea of the meaning of the Civil War does not change over the course of the war. She upheld her pro-Union status, expressing happiness every time there was news of a Union victory. Maria remained committed and dedicated to the Union over the course of the war. She supported the Union and their victories and wanted nothing more than a clear and sound Southern defeat.